Today we are going to review the Hindi movie Ikkis, directed by Sriram Raghavan. When I saw the trailer of this movie, I just thought probably this is a propaganda movie, and nowadays there's a lot of propaganda movies happening and I wanted to stay away from these movies. When I looked up about this movie, I found out that the director of this movie is Sriram Raghavan. I have seen his past movies. He's a sensible director with very clever screenplay, and I decided I'll go watch this movie. And today's review, we will discuss how the movie was. Is it worth watching in the theaters? The story of this movie is very interesting. There is this young chap, he finishes his academy training and joins the army as a captain of army tanker unit, and he gets posted in the war front of India-Pakistan war in 1971. During his training, he falls in love with this girl. Before he gets posted in the war front, he breaks up with this girl and he goes to the war field, and there he realizes what he has done was wrong. He writes an apology letter. Even before the girl could reply to him, he engages with the Pakistani army and he dies. The second thread deals with a father of this captain. He's also an army officer. He goes to Pakistan for a reunion. There he meets a Pakistani army officer. Both of them interact, and in this interaction they come to know how much of an impact the war had on their life. This movie is a wonderful war drama which has wonderful war sequences and also emotional drama and wonderful love sequence, and I really loved watching this movie. The crux of this movie is it depicts the emotional turmoil a war creates, not only during the war, long after the war is over, how the family of these warriors gets impacted. That's the crux of this movie. The screenplay is done really good to capture this very emotion. There are two threads. One thread is the army officer who engages with the Pakistani army and he dies. The second thread is the father of this army officer. He's also an army officer, and how this father gets impacted because of his son's death. These are expressed in wonderful dialogues and wonderful scenes. There is a scene where this father figure goes to Pakistan, and there is one Pakistani soldier comes over there and yells at him, "You just leave this country." And he just goes and hugs him and say you just have lost your foot, but I have lost my own son. That scene was very simple, but it evokes a lot of pain in us. There are a lot of scenes like that which strengthens this impact of the war and how these people undergo all this pain. There is also a nice romantic section where this guy flirts with a girl, and the girl is very playful with him. At some point, she is just luring him to break some rules which he is not fond of, and he does break the rule. Because of that, he gets some punishment and he just breaks up with that girl. So this whole romantic section was also done really good. It's a mature love story, but it is done really good. And there's also a Pakistani officer, how he deals with the guilt of this of killing this Indian officer. Even though it is not very strong, it does have a section that explores that emotion. Overall, the screenplay is done really good to explore various dimensions of the war and its impact in a very detailed manner. Sriram Raghavan has done a wonderful job in directing this movie. This is a very dense material and he has done it very swiftly, and the war sequences are captured in a wonderful way. It's not only action, there's also a lot of emotion which is being which touches us. The sequence between the father and the Pakistani counterpart and the son fighting the battle with the Pakistani army, these are interlaced, and the stunt sequence as well as the emotional sequences are interlaced, and it creates a wonderful impact on us. All the actors have performed really well in this one. Dharmendra has performed as an aging father who has lost his son, and he carries that burden, and he just gets through this pain and comes to terms with his son's death. The whole journey is conveyed in various dialogues and simple but subtle emotions throughout. He carries a lot of pain in his shoulders, and that he shows in the body language, and also like there are certain areas where like he's willing to forgive his opponents. There like he shows a lot of gracefulness. So overall his performance was wonderful in this movie. Jaideep and Agastya have also done a wonderful job. Jaideep acted as a Pakistani army officer, and he carries the guilt as well as the fear in the war field, or like when he shoots at the army tank, the grit he shows. And throughout the movie, like his conversation with his daughter, his wife, the guilt he carries, he has performed really good. Now, Agastya performed really good as a cocky young army officer. Like he is confident. Sometimes like he just like crosses from confident to overconfident. The dialogue delivery he makes, like when he gives reason like why he is carrying a golf cart like to the war zone. And also like when he playfully like asks out the girl for a date is all wonderful. I think like this is his debut movie, and still he has managed to perform really well in this movie. The cinematography and stunt choreography is really good. The war sequences are all done really good. Be it the army tanks crossing the river, or like the army tanks fighting with the army tanks of the Pakistani army. These are all like captured really good. The background music and the music would have been better. A lot of times I didn't see any scope to build up the scene like using the music. I don't know whether it was the director's call or the music was not good enough. If the music was good, this movie would have been even better. The emotions would have been like heightened even better. If you ask me, Hannibal, is it worth watching in the theater? I would highly recommend, because this movie captures a romantic part and the war, and also a lot of emotional drama, and these things are put together in a very effective way, and it has come out really nice. I liked the movie very much. If you are into action and emotional drama, this movie is a must watch in the theaters. If you like this review, like, share and subscribe.